member of a family. I am also a member of a family. The family is a small unit of the society. What goes on in the family reflects what we see in the society. And that's why you hear people say, oh, that person is not well brought up. That individual is a replica of the father, because the father or a family is a true reflection of the society. So we are careful what we do in our families so we don't breed negative individuals in the society. My name is Peace Isaac Yerokun. Here today on Facts, Face and Forum, I welcome you. We're going to be talking about the finding fulfillment in our families. In year 2022, is it possible to find fulfillment in families? What constitutes a family? Now looking at it, how we are raising our children. Because if we don't raise them up well, then it all shows what we're going to see in the society at large. This is Facts, Face and Forum, and this is a new edition. Thank you for joining me. After the break, I will be introducing my guest. She is an evangelist as well as a marriage counselor. Stay with me. Evangelist Ayo OLUWAGBOLAHAN is a marriage counselor as well. Now, having a marriage counselor on set is like sitting down here as a married woman, and you there listening, having, some kind of free, unpaid pep talk from a professional, teaching us what to do to get our families, to have a fulfillment in our families, in our homes in this new year. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, presenter.
Now, we want to start by asking, how do you describe a family?
A family consists of the father, the mother, the children, and then, as you rightly said, that in Africa or in this country, Nigeria, we regard the grandparents as part of our family, the uncles, the aunties. They are all welcome too. At least it makes it better and larger.
So anybody who is not a family member should be regarded as not being an uncle, an auntie, or a mother and a father.
Yes.
All of those are not members of the family.
Yes, but they can be friends to the family.
Before I get down to what we, really want to talk about, how to find fulfillment in our families this year, we respect extended family, in Nigeria, in Africa, unlike developed countries, when a man and his wife and his children are satisfied, even if they have plans of development, if they are getting a house, for instance, they think about myself, my husband, or myself, my wife, and my 2 children. If they are making plans, it is this nuclear family, okay, that they are concerned about. If you are visiting as an uncle, as an auntie, you can't just carry your bag from the east and then the next thing you're in Lagos, I've come to visit. They expect that you should ask, and you will be, notified as in when it is convenient to visit. But here, it's a different ballgame. People just, you can see people who just get married, and the next thing, they're having brother, sister, and all of them living with them already. Why is this so? Why do we live that way in this part of the world?
Thank you so much. It's our culture. It is our way of life. We have been used to it. So, but the Western world is also their culture. They are used to, before you visit, before you come around visiting, you have to notify us. We have to get prepared. We have to, you know, we have to ready to accommodate you. But in this part of the world, it's our culture. We are used to it, and we we have adapted to that nature. Though it's not the best of it. No, there are some inconveniences in it, but we are used to it. But we can also learn. We can also take a bit from the Western culture, because what is not too good, we can drop a little bit of it and adapt that, which is okay and more convenient.
Looking at it, I mean, there are some, yeah, positive, negative things, you know,
Yes,
from either of the cultures. Now, what are some of the problems that you feel, or the negativities of the kind of family that we keep here, extended family, more uncles, aunties, you know, relations and all of that, sometimes barging in on you and interrupting your privacy and all of that? Are there things that you say, okay, oh, this part is good here, and what is the other
Like
side?
you rightly said, the negative aspect of it is that an uncle will barge on a new wedded family. They don't know their finance. They don't know how they are living their life. They don't know how they are trying to make ends meet. And the uncle may just come and believe that he'll be taking the 3 square meal, and he'll be accommodated. But maybe this husband and wife are just trying, maybe in the morning, they just biscuit and pure water. It's only in the afternoon they can afford eba. And in the night, they just look for something like. But when an uncle comes around, you want to be satisfied. So all those things, we can try to be trimming them a little bit, so that we cannot inconvenience those people, because it's painful on them, it's hard on them, especially the woman. She'll be enduring so many things, you know. It's my husband family, what will I do? But then the finance is not there. So all those areas are the negative part of it. But when we talk about, you know, the population, and when we are many, because there are sometimes we have problems too that we cannot manage. We can also go to the uncles, the aunties, and all this. So all those are the positive side of it.
Yeah, we need, you know, we need each other.
So we need
the
each
family
other.
strength and all of that. Now, raising children. Before now, you see a child. It's always said that a child, you know, is our child.
Yes.
Is our children.
Yes.
Now people are keeping the children, you know, children to themselves. You see a child doing something wrong, you don't have the, you cannot correct, because you don't know how the parents of that child will take it. And individualism is setting in raising of our children. Do you think we are going the right path?
Thank you so much. Actually not. You see, before you talk of a family, we have to talk of marriage, and the owner of the institute of marriage is God. We cannot just remove God totally from the family. Why? God said, love your neighbor as yourself. And because love is dying gradually, and it's even dying fast, that is why you see your neighbor child misbehaving. When the father is not there, the mother is not there, you cannot correct. Or the teacher can no longer correct the child. And children, they have a thing in them. Sometimes they pretend before the father and the mother, and they wear something else when they're outside. But you, who is also a mother or a father to somebody else, who does not want your child to go wayward, will correct that child. So now people are holding their children to themselves. They are not helping themselves. That is why you find out that we have a loose society now. We have so much indiscipline. We have so much children that are uncultured, no courtesy, behaving anyhow, because nobody will correct them. Because if you actually correct them, their parents will be angry with you.
But you see the other side of it too. People are afraid. We've had cases where, you know, you put your child in the care of a neighbor, and then you come back and that child is either dead or is kidnapped.
It's true. You see, I talk about God first. You know, when you are raising a home, because God is the owner of that institution, you need God. No, when you hand over everything to God, because there's nobody, whether you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, you don't even believe in God, you are created by God. So you need God to do so many things. And then before you talk about your neighbor, you have to study them to know the kind of neighbor that you commit your child. So if you commit your child to the hand of a good neighbor, you'll be happy. But if you commit your child into the hand of a bad neighbor,
then you're ready to face the consequences.
Exactly.
That's why we're hearing about rape, kidnap, and all of that. Abuse of children. You know, the children that are, people who are supposed to be caregivers are now the ones, you know, so maybe that's why people are deciding to keep their children to themselves.
When you keep your child to yourself, you should be ready to do extra work, extra job. For example, a father and a mother cannot abandon the children at home and say they are looking for money, they are looking for money. If you don't want to keep your child with a neighbor, with anybody, you must be there. One of them must be at home to have time for the children 24/7. Because the children actually need our mentor, because they are like just little grass that is growing. They don't know their left from their right. So somebody have to be there to be telling them this is the way to go, this is not the way to go. So if you want to keep your child to yourself, there must be agreement between the husband and the wife that you have to stop your job because of the children. If you don't want to have over children, at the end of the day, somebody have to be there for them.
We also have found out that a lot of families are crumbling. You know, we have the rate of divorce, you know, is on the increase. The things that you usually don't hear about in our part of the world, husband killing wife, wife killing husband, and all of that is happening now. What do you think is responsible?
You see, husband killing wife, wife killing husband is in the increase now because the foundation of the marriage in most cases are faulty. In a situation whereby a lady wants to get married, maybe she's preparing to get married, she's already pregnant, 2 months pregnancy for Mr. A or Mr. B, and yet to still go into the pregnancy, into the marriage. You know she cannot be in that marriage with full mind. And now people are no longer tolerant. There's no more understanding, no more love. Some of them marry because Mr. A is the president, is the senator, is one thing of that, and that is not marriage. There must be mutual understanding, there must be mutual love, and there must be godliness in that marriage. Before two people can decide to stay together, you know you are going for a life journey. But so many people are not going for a life journey. But boy is nice, there's money, and there are so many people when they go into the marriage, even though Bobo is giving them $10,000 every day, they still not find joy or fulfillment in that home, because marriage is not just the money. But now people are just looking at the money. The money is when they get into it, they find out that it's not actually the money.
You said something about somebody getting pregnant before getting into the home.
Yes.
Now we also know cases where the man in question or the family says,
yes,
you must get pregnant before I marry you.
Okay. In that case, you see, you find out that there's no real love or genuine love in the marriage. The marriage is already broken, kind of. That means there's no trust. You are marrying a girl, you say you must get pregnant. That means you are saying maybe she have removed her womb, maybe she cannot get pregnant. So it's better for you to just leave that kind of, in case you get pregnant and at the end of the day maybe you get into the marriage, you have miscarriage. What then do you do? So in 3 years time, if you don't get pregnant, the marriage is off. So anybody that wants to get married to you must be somebody that genuinely love you, not the money, not anything. And if he's not ready to love you the way you are, he should go.
So how do we find fulfillment in our homes, in our families? And in this year 2022, is it possible to find fulfillment in our homes?
It is very, very possible to find fulfillment in our home. Like I was talking of love. You know, our children, so many of the children, they got to where they are because the parents committed them to the hands of house help, neighbor, proprietress. They don't really, no time. The children don't really see the genuine love from the parents. So whatsoever instruction they are giving outside, that is, they want to live on that instruction. And by the time they come out rebelling, the parents will say, hey, I gave you the best of education. The best of education is not just school. The morals is there. The spiritual aspect is there. So when we find out that these things are broken, we have to calm down. The parents self have to calm down to the level of the children. Maybe Ada, you are well. Maybe you have not been telling her. Maybe she's the one you expect to say, well, good afternoon or good day, mother. You can even say, Ada, good morning. How are you doing, my beloved daughter? You are looking beautiful. You know, you are trying to get her close to yourself. Oh, you are welcome. You are tired. Let me get you some water. You are trying to get her close to yourself. And the father and the mother have to agree together that we have to make sure that we get this our child close to ourselves. And if you get children close to yourself, they will depend on you. They will want to confide in you. But when you are not there for them, say, the mama is not there for us, the father is not there for us, so let us do whatever we want to do. And if you see them rebelling, they are rebelled and there's nothing you can do about it. That's what the society, the school, their peer group have given to them. But we need to bring them close to ourselves. All children, all youths now need to be brought close to ourselves this year. If we want to get a fulfilling home, we have to show them love. If it's possible, we even apologize with them that I caused it. This is your way we're dressing, I caused it. If not, where was I when God gave me this glorious child and I did not do what I'm supposed to do? So by the time we start dragging them close to ourselves bit by bit, we find out that we finally get them to ourselves.
We've just talked about children. What about the parents? I mean, the mom and the dad. How do they find fulfillment in each other?
Okay. The mom and the dad can also find beautiful fulfillment. Like, if the man is so hard, so arrogant, don't have time, the woman have to come to his level. You know, you have to start it. If you are waiting for the man to start, somebody have to start the love. Maybe you have not been showing care, you have not been showing love. There's nobody that doesn't want love. But maybe we increase the love. Maybe the man has been complaining on a particular thing that you don't like. You have to try to beat it down. Like so many women I learned recently, they hardly say sorry. They hardly say I'm sorry. And there's nothing hard in saying I'm sorry. I'm sorry can heal so many wounds. And the little time we have at home, let us make sure that we have that time for ourselves. The woman should have the time for the husband. You don't have to look at that. I'm married for 10 years now. Let him go. No. We have to be there because we're also training our children. We're also making them to have a fulfilled home in future. So we have to be there for them so that they can copy. And then you too will be happy tomorrow when you're a grandmom, seeing that there's love between your daughter and the husband, or between your son and the wife.
Thank you so much, Evangelist
Ayo.
OLUWAGBOLAHAN. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you, ma.
We've learned so much from you.
It's a pleasure, ma.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma.
We've been talking with Evangelist Ayo OLUWAGBOLAHAN, who has been talking to us on how to find fulfillment. It's something that all of us, like they say, all hands must be on deck. For you as a husband, as a wife, all the children. Our target, our objective for the families in year 2022 is to find fulfillment. Stay with us as we go to the next segment of today's edition of Facts, Face and Forum. Okay, now, if I have to work in the same place with my husband, what it means is that, well, I mean, don't get me wrong. In the office, you come here together, you come to work together, you go together. So, in the house, you are together. You wake up together. You sleep together. You come out together. You are in the office together. You go back home together. I don't know. I'm not working in the same place. So, for people who work in the same place with their spouses, you better explain. But that is for us all in entertainment. And thank you so much for being part of today's edition of Facts, Face and Forum. Today, we're not in the studio. We're outside. And so I'm sure you see some kind of shiny, sunny weather around me. I'm enjoying it, as far as you're concerned. I'm happy being with you and, dishing out to you. As producers and as presenters, we can be anywhere. So if you invite Triple F to your home, we'll be there to talk about what you want us to talk about. Thank you so much for being there for us today. My name is Peace Isaac Yerokun. We'll see you again next Thursday, God willing. Bye for now.